I'm your resident Maxinista, Barbara.
Why is it so slow? And I'm the wrong drink order you got at Starbucks. Caramel mochaccino. And welcome to... Get your energy up. Because energy's where it's at. This week, we first of all just need to get out of the way. We watched the Super Bowl. We, straight...
The whole Super Bowl.
We watched a full football.
Overtime and everything.
Mostly to watch Lady Gaga, but...
Also sports.
Sports. We watched sports. We did it.
I wore a Lady Gaga shirt, which was black, white, and red. So I was rooting for the Falcons by... Default. But I also have family in Georgia, so I feel like I had to root for the Falcons, because...
It's
family pride.
It's Falcons from Georgia.
Atlanta Falcons.
Okay, see.
But the most important part of that night, obviously, was Lady Gaga's performance. Clearly.
Should we just do a play-by-play? Okay, so stage goes dark, arena's dark, the little thing plays in the studio, and it's Pepsi halftime show, 0 calories, sugar-free Pepsi, because we need that much details in our Pepsi. And then it's 3, 2, 1, Tony Bennett says 0. And then, do you remember that?
There's just so many old people that were on and that surround the Super Bowl.
Right.
I was so hung up on George Bush Sr. and his wife.
Oh my God, yeah. Him in a wheelchair and his wife in a go-kart. Why couldn't they both be in a golf cart? That just doesn't make... Okay.
But yes. And then she's standing on the roof, which we all kind of knew was going to happen, but we didn't know how it was going to happen.
It was going to happen.
And she was standing on the roof, and she sings, "This land is your land."
Mm-hmm. And...
Well, she's saying a medley.
God Bless America.
Yeah. God Bless America is basically saying, thank this land for everything. And this land is your land is saying, this is your land. This is my land, but they're not the same land.
Everybody was like, is she going to be political? And then I think she was ordered not to be political.
Yeah.
But by singing something that simple, it's kind of a protest song. You're okay, cool. Lady Gaga's woke.
I feel like she does her political stuff by lyrics or subtleties here and there. So that was the first thing she sings, the first major thing. And then she's done. And she
jumps into the stadium. Okay, so she's descending like a Spider Woman,
like a jewel thief.
Mm-hmm. Jewel thief.
She's just but then she lands on her little platform.
First of all, everyone must be quiet.
Oh, I ordered. I had control of the remote and the volume, and I made everyone shut.
And Blake is sitting there on the couch like this. And I'm sitting back like this.
And he kept hitting me.
Because I couldn't believe it. I wanna hold them like they do in Texas Plays. And we were like, ah!
That led into some amazing choreography by the backup dancers, which I was here for their costumes and their dancing and everything.
She brought her old dancers back, some of her old dancers.
Which was so sweet to see.
So cute. Oh my God. It was just old times. And I think that's what people miss about Gaga.
Well, her first album was 9 years ago. 9 years.
What else?
Born This Way comes on.
Born This Way comes on.
And that... Go ahead.
She sings, no matter gay, straight, or bi, lesbian, transgender life. She sings it for everybody to hear.
Especially Pence.
Oh yeah, because Pence was in the little...
Vice President Pence was there, and we all know how he feels about LGBT. So that was also...
And then she's ending it. She's fucking exhausted. She's running up those steps.
She knew she was pulling a Rocky moment. She was like, this is sports.
Wrong.
Not gonna make it to that, because before I do that, I'm going to scream into the mic, slam it into a pit, grab a football, and then jump.
An icon.
NFL history. That's it.
What else?
What more political nightmares have been happening in the United States?
Ooh, let's talk about the politics.
Woo!
We're all gonna die.
That's our new segment.
Yeah, yeah. Betsy the Boss Devos.
Miss Bessie doesn't know her left from her right.
She was confirmed as Secretary of Education, which is kind of funny because she doesn't know anything.
Nothing. She has no experience in the public education system.
Video of Elizabeth Warren.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Bernie, too.
Yeah, it was all the Democratic senators.
Tearing her apart. And she was like, well, we need guns in schools. Like, all of the Republicans except for two voted for her.
Which made it a tie. Mm-hmm. And then the vice president had to choose on the tie, and obviously he chose for her. Elizabeth Warren was trying to not have Senator Sessions be hired for a specific position, and she was going to read a letter from Corretta?
Corretta Scott.
Corretta Scott. She wrote this letter back forever ago to not have him appointed to this position back then. So Elizabeth Warren was going to read that letter today because, let's be honest, he's racist and a bunch of other shit. And Corretta called him out on it, and he wasn't appointed, and now Elizabeth Warren is trying to do the same thing. But instead, she wasn't allowed to read it, and instead she was silenced by the Republicans, and she wasn't allowed to read it in front of everybody.
And she was like, excuse me, I'm well within my rights here to like say exactly what I'm saying. This is just the truth. And one person said, oh, I have an objection. So now we shut the woman up.
Kesha's appealing, and she has a contract with Sony.
Yeah.
And Dr. Luke. And they can't break the contract or whatever because she has to make so many more albums. Mm-hmm. But she's claiming sexual abuse. And she has been for like 3 years now. And she hasn't gotten anywhere. And everyone's like throwing her case out and stuff. So she's appealing and trying to go after him again because she can't make any more music. She can't do like literally anything. Mm-hmm.
And all of her fans are just like, we are all now very aware of this like blatant sexism. You're not believing her because she's a woman.
Yeah.
And you're taking this guy who's been in the field for longer. Like, we see your bullshit and we want more music and we want justice.
And then we also have recent releases.
Ooh. Mine is going to be... I just saw the music video for this week. I don't know when it came out sometime this year. But Chantaje. It's the new Shakira.
Oh,
and,
yes.
Oh, what's the sexy guy in it?
That video is really hot.
But the song is like cute, it's catchy. It's got like a club remix, but I prefer the salsa version. And it's just like really fun and dancey, and it's like about blackmail and like backstabbing love. There's like a lot of sliding in a dark hallway in the music video. I'm all about that. So
my recent release is Living Out Loud by Brooke Candy featuring Sia. I wouldn't say I'm a huge Brooke Candy fan or a huge Sia fan, but Sia is growing on me more and more. I listen to her. But I really like the song, and I think their voices, like, they sound good together. And it's not your typical Brooke Candy. I feel Brooke Candy can be very like hip hop rap heavy, and this is more of her like singing.
I haven't heard her sing. Is she good?
She's not bad. I kind of like it. It's like the softer side of Brooke Candy, but it is still like a pop dancey song. But yeah, like, share,
comment, and subscribe,
and enjoy life. Until next time.
I'm like a hungry chicken eating out of your palm.
I don't have anything for you.
I'm so hungry. Look at me.